All right, so the reason why you're watching this video is that you're curious about how to raise capital during the holiday season. The reason why, for instance, is that whether it's a work party, whether it is a vendor partnership or something like that, where you have you're invited to a holiday party, or it's a family gathering, these are people you don't get a lot of time to get face-to-face with people that many times a year. So this is a perfect time to get belly-to-belly with those people that are in your sphere of influence. So one thing is that you're going to ask, well, I don't want to do business with friends and family. I don't want to raise capital from friends and family and keep them separate and that sort of thing. Here's the problem, is that the people that are in that section of your sphere of influence are your cheerleaders, okay? They are going to be the people that would probably give seed capital to you to first start growing your business if you're looking to go into larger commercial real estate deals. One of the guests on my podcast, Jason Nichols, told me something that stuck with me to this day, and I remember the words in my head specifically, and they were, if you can't do business with friends and family, then who can you do business with? So that got me thinking that everybody needs to be aware of that. And my thought is that, and this is what I tell the students that are in my program, is that the people that are in your family, your ancestors, your parents, your grandparents, made a tremendous amount of sacrifices, some of them coming from extremely humble beginnings, some from nothing, making those sacrifices to give you an advantage where you are right now. And you are imbued with the responsibility to use that advantage to empower future generations in your family along the next line of ancestry. So it is your responsibility to use your privilege and if you have relationships that are in your family or in your sphere of influence, this could be family, friends, professional contacts. This is the reason why you want to do that. And you have to really get over that objection, because it was huge for me to do that. And when I finally started learning about, okay, my grandfather, my grandmother made these sacrifices to put me where I am right now, and it's my responsibility to do it from there, then that's when I got over the fear of asking for money from family members. I just misspoke. Do not say asking for money. It is presenting an opportunity. So in the next section of the video, I'm going to go into how to do this specifically when you are at gatherings during the holidays. So now that we've gone over the why of why you want to start with friends and family when you're raising capital to carry on that generational wealth torch, so to speak, there's also the factor, which I call the KLT factor. Your friends and family and professional contacts, the people you work with, have the know, like, and trust factor with you already. People are not going to invest money with you that don't know you. So that's what makes friends and family and professional contacts the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to starting to raise capital as well. So the question is, why now, right? Why is now the time to be positioning myself to raise capital? And quite simply, it takes a long time for people to build trust with you and also associate the identity as being a real estate investor with you. So it's not instantaneous. This stuff takes time. And so that's one reason why now. You may be asking, well, I don't even have an opportunity to raise capital for. I'm going to tell you right now, the best time to be asking for money is when you don't need it, when you don't have a need for a deal. Because this is when the conversation, you start planting those seeds. There's always that saying that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the next best time is today. So this is the reason why you need to have a certain amount of urgency in doing this, and the best time to do it is when you are face to face with people, when you actually have that privilege to meet with people that you only see maybe 1 or 2 times a year. So the next thing is who? Who do you approach and talk about real estate or real estate investing with? Okay, I can tell you what they look like right now. I can tell you right now that they do not look like people like me. Your cousin that is 25 years old and has a really fancy 6-figure job is probably still in the wealth accumulation part of their life. They're probably looking at setting aside money to buy a house and that sort of thing. Generally, people that are the best fit for passive investors with our deals are generally 55 years old and plus, okay? So these are the types of people that have the disposable income, disposable wealth, not disposable wealth, that they have the wealth available to put into something, and they're focused on stuff that generates income. People that have a pension or a IRA or a Social Security, these people need income, and real estate is a great tool to actually generate income. So this is the reason why I generally target that who to have these conversations with, because life is natural in terms of its progression. We're going to be in an accumulation phase, and then we're going to be in a decumulation phase in terms of needing income during retirement, and Social Security and other income sources just aren't going to be enough. Okay, and some clarification as to the who. Because older generations are generally going to be more apt to participate in your real estate deals, doesn't mean you should exclude other people out from the conversation of real estate investing. You want to make sure your entire sphere of influence, everybody in your family, knows what you are doing, and that is you are a real estate investor. This is a hard thing, is that you are, maybe, focusing all of your hours after work on your real estate business. Not everybody knows about what your journey is and what you have going on now. You have to be vocal about it to start to change that identity, because a lot of people that are in your sphere of influence are going to know you as Bob from Quality Control at Procter & Gamble, and that's your identity. So you need to change that to Bob the real estate investor. And this is how you go about any conversation during this point in time, when whether you're talking to your ideal target audience as to who might be a good investment partner in the future, or just anybody that's in your sphere of influence, to educate them on what you're doing. All right, so this is how the conversation goes with all of them. A lot of times people are meeting up for the first time in a long time. They're going to ask, hey, how are you doing? How's work and that sort of thing. Instead of talking about work and what you've been up to, talk about your real estate business, okay? When I was a realtor and I was meeting with friends and family and people in my sphere of influence, I would talk about my real estate investing business. I wouldn't talk about my work as a realtor or director of operations for whatever real estate development company I was involved with at that point in time. So this is hey, this past weekend I was working on one of my properties I'm renovating an apartment for. Or I've been looking at a few real estate. I looked at a few real estate deals last week. So just talking about what you've been doing in that business, starting to change that identity. Now, I want to clarify. You are not asking for money at this point in time. All you're doing is starting to change your identity with your sphere of influence, okay? And also, if there's somebody that wants to talk more about real estate, because everybody wants to own it, but 99% of people never do. And the reasons why are the 4 T's: the tenants, trash, toilets, and most importantly, time. This is you have an ideal gateway as a gatekeeper to real estate by eliminating all those objections as to why people never do it in the first place. So that being said, if somebody is interested in talking about it more, then the best thing to do is not pitching them in terms of, hey, if I found a real estate opportunity that I really liked a lot, would you be interested in learning about how you could participate in it? You don't want to have that conversation in a room full of people, right? You want to always book a meeting from a meeting. So, hey, great, I'd love to talk further, and let's catch up one-on-one so we can circulate and see other people we came here to see. Are you available, next week for a Zoom call? Are you available next week or the week after that or after the new year to get together for lunch or drinks or dinner or whatever? But don't leave it open-ended. I always live by the mantra of book an appointment from an appointment. You have the opportunity right now. All right, we all have calendars in our phone, so you can whip out your phone right now and actually sync your calendars with the person you're talking to follow up with that conversation and get further into the conversation around your real estate business. Remember, you don't have a deal right now, so you're not raising capital right now, but you are doing one of the fundamental things that is important to raising capital in the future, and that is talking to people and educating them about what you're doing. Good luck. Oh my God, I didn't mean to say good luck and say goodbye. I forgot to mention something. If you found this video helpful, but you're looking for more help, you're mystified by the process of what it takes to get from residential investing to larger commercial deals, multifamily, industrial, retail, whatever, reach out to me. I'm happy to get on a call with you and talk to you. Completely no commitment, completely free, happy to do so. Or if you are in commercial and you're feeling stuck in what it takes to scale, I can also be of help and a resource in that fashion too. So best of luck to you and have a wonderful holiday season. Let's be sure to stay in touch.